Hey there, viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on War for Cybertron Trilogy, Kingdom Blaster, and Eject. Now, even though these two were released in Kingdom, I'm pretty sure they're actually meant to be for Legacy. I mean, they are being re-released for Legacy, so... But I'll go over why I think they're meant to be Legacy figures soon. For now, let's have a look at the packaging. Of course, it's the standard Kingdom packaging, so got Blaster in both his robot and tape deck mode. We got his name in both English and Cybertronian. Unfortunately, Eject doesn't get the same treatment. In fact, Eject's not even shown in the artwork. This side we got all the characters shown. We have Blaster in both modes. You can show that Eject can actually store inside Blaster just like the original figures. So that's pretty cool. Here we have Eject himself. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. And for the card, well, I got Black Arachnia again. And peeling the cards shows this. So I guess she's renamed Dark Arachnia, and I guess it's pretty much like the Dynamis cards. So it's like a Beast Wars version of Skeleton Cyclonus. That's cool. It makes me wonder if Beast Wars Megatron had like a card in Kingdom, would we see like a Beast Wars Galvatron? Not the Purple Dragon, but like never mind. I'll probably just be Transmetal Megatron. I'm getting off track here. But getting back to these guys, well, we'll take a look at Blaster first. And he's back to his standard boombox mode. Albeit a bit stylized, I think, to look more realistic. And I'm all for that. I just love how this looks. So looking at the details, we can see these little dials. Can't turn them, unfortunately. Side, which shows this is actually meant to be the speaker for the robot mode, so this is technically a faux part. But you can see that they made it actually look like something else with the tape deck mode, which is pretty clever. I don't know like boomboxes and tape decks that well, because you know I'm not an '80s kid, so possibly another speaker. I don't know. Yeah, I'm more used to like CD players than MP3 players. But, the back, which, well, still detailed. You can see bits of the robot mode. So, yeah. Now for Eject, of course, it's meant to be a cassette tape, but, well, if you can see, well, you can see through it because it's translucent plastic. This is where my suspicion that this is a legacy figure moved to Kingdom comes in. Because, well, if you remember my review on Bulkhead, he had a translucent weapon, and those are meant to be like the gimmick of Legacy, the translucent weapons, because they're meant to call back to the Omnicon weapons in Energon. Then why would you make Eject out of this stuff? Like, if they did blast his gun in this stuff, then sure, but why Eject? I don't get it. I mean, you know what? I'm just gonna stop before I go on a rant. But looking at the actual figure, you can see the cassette details, like the little bits so you can. Yeah, as I said, I don't really know cassettes that well. Once again, not an 80s kid, but yeah, it does look like a cassette. Well, not from the back, but eh. But yeah, the translucent plastic does make it hard to see the details. I suppose on the bright side, this guy's entirely light piped, so cool. What is cool though is, well, of course you can store this guy inside blaster, and well, on the G1 figure you would push this down to open this, whereas on the Kingdom figure you just push that in. Then you just put the eject in, and there you go. So it's nice that they kept in the cassette integration that Soundwave had back in Siege. Pretty sure that the Siege cassettes can actually fit in here. I don't have any, so I can't really confirm, but I'm pretty sure they can. Now, for a comparison, here he is with another blaster I own. This being 2008 Universe Blaster. And you can definitely see a difference here. For one, this is an entirely different alternate mode. But another thing is, this was back when they made Blaster a simple retool or redeco of Soundwave, because this is simply Cybertron Soundwave in a different color. So that's why he's this spacecraft instead of a boombox. And here he is with Titan's Return Soundwave. Unfortunately, I don't have Siege or Netflix Soundwave, so this is my stand-in for now. I do also have full Cybertron Soundwave, but the styles are just that different, so. But this is a case of Soundwave being a retool of Blaster instead of the other way around, so I guess it does fit, so you can see what Blaster did look like back in Titan's Return. So yeah, it's pretty weird for Soundwave to be bigger than Blaster, because this guy is a leader class, back when they were actually big. And actually, the way the eject cassettes are different as well. For the Titan's Return figure, it goes in, like, diagonally. Of course, this is just a little remote that looked like when it came with Soundwave. Whereas with Blaster, it goes like how a normal cassette does. So yeah, definitely quite different. And I'd say this guy's more in scale to other figures than Titan's Return Blaster is. Or I might be wrong, I'm not sure. I don't really care about scale that much. I'm not one of those people. But well, that's pretty much all I have to say about the alt mode. Yeah, it's definitely really cool looking. And I appreciate that they actually made Blaster a new mold instead of a Soundwave retool this time. Because if they released Blaster back in Siege, he would probably just be like a new head retool of Soundwave and that's it. So the fact that we got this is definitely really cool. It's really cool, and it's definitely really nice as well. Alright, so for the transformation, well, we'll show Eject soon, but for now, let's show off Blaster. So if I can just tilt my camera up. Now, for Blaster's transformation, what we're going to do is take the handles of the tape deck, just rotate them to the back, and just tap them into here. We can line them up, like so. So, now you have that. Take this section, lift it up. And this is a hard bit. Yeah, this is a hard part. Try and tap these sections. There we go. I'm always worried in case I break the figure by accident. But there you go, and you can actually stand mid-transformation, which is hilarious, and also gives me an opportunity to reposition myself to get more comfortable. Move this bit down. Rotate these bits down and close that. Rotate the legs. Rotate the waist. Try and get the feet out. Yeah, it's easy to just tilt the ankle first and then get the feet out. And then remember how I said that like these were the speakers for the robot modes? Because the tape deck speakers are now on the insides of the legs. But this is a rather cool step. You actually spin these around. So it's a clever way to hide faux parts, and I hope more figures do this in the future. Because hiding faux parts is always appreciated. The arms, you just rotate the forearm around, then rotate the fist around, then turn that 180 degrees. Then with the head, open this back compartment, get the head out. And there you go. So, having a 360 of the figure. Sorry, I paused to get the other transformed for the comparison. But yeah, this is definitely quite a clean figure. Like, there's barely any hollow parts. I think like the only hollow parts are the arms here and the legs here. Other than that, nothing. So, this is a really good figure. The head sculpt. Well, they used the cartoon head sculpt for this. I know there's going to be some people that say that they prefer the Marvel head sculpt, but hey, at least it's not the Universe figure's head sculpt. Why did they give him a mouth plate there? So yeah. Now for accessories, something I forgot to show in the tape deck mode is his standard gun. And we'll just kind of store in the back if you really wanted it to. So this is more for the boombox mode. And of course, seeing how I'm on camera, it's not going to go on. There we go. Yeah, this is more for the boombox mode, but of course you can just give him his gun. And if you don't want to have eject displayed, you can just pop him back in the tape deck, in the chest. And yeah. And, well, one thing I found out is We have a gun that doesn't accept blast effects. What the hell? I mean, you spent most of the War for Cybertron trilogy promoting these, or like most of Siege. Like, come on. Come on, Hasbro. Are you phasing these out or something? I'm just gonna hope to promise that this is a one-time occurrence. Like, they forgot to sculpt the port. That's my best guess. Or something. But on the bright side, we can at least still do the laser feats. So at least that's still an option. And well, I don't really see any actual 3mm ports on the figure to put blast effects on. So best you'll have to do is just use the actual combat ports. But yeah, the fact that this gun doesn't accept blast effects has definitely ruffled my feathers a little bit. However, something that is actually cool about this figure, you see his finger? It's in sort of like this. So, either this could be like a trigger finger when he's holding his gun, or the intended purpose, so he can look like he's actually pushing this to eject the cassette. So that's really cool. He can't actually press it, but it creates a really nice illusion that he's actually pressing it. And I guess that brings us to, well, the cassette. Yeah, let's finally get to Eject. So for this guy's transformation, what we're going to do is bring the legs out, turn them. Be careful not to break it because it's translucent plastic. Although the brittleness might more be an issue in like a couple of years compared to right now. Get the arms out. And the hardest bit, trying to get the head out. There we go. And then just rotate that around. And here we have Eject. Yeah, he's quite a small figure. I'd say he's roughly around the size of a mini-con. Nope, mini-cons are actually taller. Like comparing him to Refu here. So yeah, this guy's actually this guy's tinier. Probably like one of the smallest figures I have, along with like Aimless and the Titan Masters. And again, Refu is probably not a good choice for comparison because he's one of the taller mini cons, but still, this guy is quite small. Having a 360. Well, of course, you can like see right through him due to his translucent plastic. But well, for his head, yeah, that definitely looks like his head. And yeah, once again, we have a figure that if you so much as like blow the wrong way, he'll fall over. Even though that did actually require a bit of effort there, so this guy might actually be better standard than some minicons I have. Might be, for example. So, ignoring the translucent plastic, this is quite a nice figure. Now, for these guys' articulation, For Blaster, well, the head can turn, and it is on a ball joint. The arms can, of course, rotate 360. The arms, well, he's got elbows. Well, the forearms, I mean. He's got elbows, which can swivel. Of course, you can T-pose. He can break his wrist if he wants to, although it can't swivel. Due to the transformation, his waist can rotate. If you get this ass flap out of the way, he can move his leg forward that far, back that far. This can swivel. He did a splits really well. And he's got an ankle pivot. And 90-degree knees. So yeah, this guy is quite poseable. And for Eject, being quite a small figure, of course he's not going to be as poseable, but it's still quite good. For example, he look left to right, he can actually look up due to the transformation. Of course, his arms can move. His forearms can just do the elbows, swivel, and T-pose. Of course, he has no wrists to rotate. Waist, that is nothing. Let's go forward that far, back that far. Really good knee joint. Do the splits. And there's no ankles to speak of. So yeah, not as poseable, but given that this is a small figure, that's understandable. And if I could just give Blaster his gun. That's pretty much all I have to say about this guy. Complaints? Well, Eject being translucent plastic is annoying, but well, they did do it for a reason, because this guy is meant to be a legacy figure, just push the kingdom. I do wish that they made the gun transparent blue instead of Eject. Other complaints, well, the fact that the gun can't take blast effects is definitely upsetting and making me hope that they're not being phased out. But who knows? Maybe this is just a one-time occurrence and they'll be back full force for Legacy. Well, the flap on the back of the figure can be a bit annoying, but it is necessary for the transformation, so it is there for a reason. And, well, this is a nitpick, not from me, but from some other people. Some people do wish that the head was the Marvel head instead of the cartoon head, but honestly, I don't mind. This guy looks really nice either way. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about this guy. So, do I recommend this guy? Well, these guys, sorry, forgetting about Eject. Well, despite the translucent plastic Eject, yeah, this guy is really fun. Honestly, he's one of the best figures that we've had in the War for Cybertron trilogy. I mean, even with Eject, I can sort of look past the flaws. Even if it is probably going to be like quite brittle in a few years, but we'll see. But yeah, I definitely do recommend this guy, especially if you have either Siege or Netflix Soundwave, which I don't. I'm definitely going to have to hunt one down, but yeah, we'll see in the future. But yeah, this has become one of my favorite figures now. Well, this has been my review on Kingdom Blaster and Eject. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.